have Associate Professor Mary Sidebotham from the health group here. Mary is happy to talk to us about the dialogic route. Mary, can you give me some idea why you chose the dialogic route when you were originally going for senior fellowship?
Thank you for inviting me, Paula. I am now a principal fellow, but when I first heard about the opportunity to join the academy, I was very interested in the senior fellowship route, and I went to one of the information sessions, and I just thought, there is no way I've got the time in my busy life to complete this application, although I really loved the idea of reflecting on my journey. And then they mentioned that for people who were really busy and felt that they just didn't have the time, there was this opportunity to do an outline of your reflection and your teaching philosophy, but then you would have the opportunity to explore that in more depth if you chose the dialogic route. And I thought, that suits me perfectly. That's why I went for that route.
And so what was it actually like? What was the experience like of having to talk about your practice?
It felt really natural. It felt much more logical, and I think I managed to get a much deeper exploration of my practice by choosing that route, because if you're just writing it down, it's very unidirectional. Whereas what I found by having a conversation with my peers, it was really stimulating, and it caused me to reflect further and reflect deeper, and it actually gave me more ideas and inspired me. So it didn't feel like I was being assessed for something. It felt like a really beneficial, enjoyable experience.
I really like it when people talk about the benefits of having done the dialogic route. So that's lovely to hear that there were the benefits in the way that you described them. So for people who might be considering the dialogic route, have you got any tips or advice as they prepare for that?
I think that my tips to the people I'm mentoring are to just completely be yourself. Think about your achievements, yes, and you know them better than anyone else. So don't be anxious about what people might ask you. This isn't a test. This is an opportunity to really explore where you're going, where you hope to be, what you've learned along the way, and to share it. So yes, make some notes to self, but just be directed on the day by your heart and by your passion, because this is what this process is around. It's around stimulating and inspiring our passion to do what we do well, and believe in the process. I think that so you'll be asked the trigger questions. So, take the 3-second rule, the 5-second rule. Just think about what you're going to say and try and see this as an amazing opportunity to talk about your work, as opposed to somebody assessing you on your work.
That sounds like really great advice. Thank you. Thanks, Mary. I really appreciate you giving up your time today.
Absolute pleasure.